Touch is a nose boop to the palm of our hand. We can use this as a way to redirect our dog away from something, or just to simply get them warmed up and focused and ready to work with us.
Yes, good boy. Touch. Yes, touch. Yes, touch. Yes, good boy. Nice job. Sit.
For sitting down, you want to make sure that when you say the cue, you say it once and then pause and give your dog a chance to respond. You can see here I'm going to ask for down, and we're just going to simply wait and give him the chance to process the information and respond to it. The other thing we're doing with sitting down is rewarding multiple times to encourage him to hold that position. He has a tendency to either pop up from that down or even just go ahead from sit and go straight into his down. So we're going to reward multiple times after asking for those cues to encourage him to stay in those positions and hold them. So you will cue either sit or down, wait for him to respond. Once he does, you're going to mark yes and reward him. Then pause for a second or two and then reward a second time and possibly even a third time to encourage him to continue to hold that position.
Sit. Yes. 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 Down. Yes. Good boy.
River.
For recall, you're going to say, River, come. And then as soon as he turns and looks at you, you're going to mark yes and then begin praising him. It's really important to get that yes in right away when he looks at you, because that is what helps get them moving towards you. So then as he starts to move, you're going to praise him all the way to you and then reward with a treat. You can practice this kind of randomly in the backyard when he's out there playing. Call, reward, and then let him go back to playing and running around. Another way to practice this is by using a long leash and practicing in the front yard or in a green space at a park, so that you're helping build his ability to do this in more distracting situations.
River, come. Yes, good boy.
River.
Place means go there, lay there, and stay there until released. His release word is free. So you will cue place while pointing towards the bed. Once he's laying down, you will say yes and then reward. Then you're going to move around, practicing distance, movement around the room, small distractions, while periodically coming back to reward him. When you reward, you always want to place the treat onto the bed, not going straight from your hand to his mouth. This is an important piece so that he understands that the food comes to him on the bed and that this is all about the bed, and that he doesn't have try to get up and meet you for that treat by taking it from your hand. As you continue to practice this at home, you're going to build more duration between each reinforcement, each of those treats, as well as building in different kinds of distractions. So as you see me kind of doing it here, this is one way to practice this. You practice in these formal training sessions where you're going to cue him place and then practice building in more time, that duration between each treat, as well as the distance you can walk away from him and distractions you can add in. If he gets up and you did not release him, you're going to send him back to place, and then you are not going to reward him right away. This is really important so that you don't get stuck in a loop where he thinks he can get off just to be sent back for a treat. So if he gets up, you're going to reset him, send him back to place, and then try to do the thing you were doing again. If he continuously gets up after that multiple times in a row, that is information to you that what you are doing has been too difficult, whether you were trying a new distraction or maybe had been too long between treats. Something is kind of off, and kind of you want to baby step it back, help him out, make it a little easier again, and then try again to challenge him. When adding in distractions to your practice, make sure to add in a nice variety of things. Things that look normal, like opening doors or cabinets, messing with something on a table, walking farther away from him, and then also add in some silly things, stomping, jumping, dancing, different kind of things that could be distracting, dropping items, just so that we kind of get him all across the board to understand that no matter what's happening, that he understands he should stay on his mat when we've asked him. And when you're all done, you can cue him free, and that means he's free to get up, and you do not need to reward that. Another way to practice is in real life contexts. So the main one that I like to do this is when cooking or eating dinner. So when you're doing this, you're going to bring that bed over near you so it is in range where you can reward him. You're going to cue him to place, and then make sure that you're periodically rewarding throughout the activity, whether that's cooking, eating, watching TV. and then periodically rewarding him just like you were in those other training sessions. And just like in those training sessions, if he gets up, you're going to simply reset him and continue on, making sure not to reward right away, just pausing for a couple seconds and then rewarding. The first time that you practice this at home in a real context, you're going to need to up the reinforcement again. So that just means rewarding him a little bit more frequently in the beginning to help him remind him of what he already knows and that he can do this same thing at home with you that he has been doing at my house. The great thing about practicing in real life context is if you are consistent with this and practice every night at dinner, you will see that River will start doing this on his own. So those beds are kind of always in the kitchen. And what we've started to see pretty quickly with him is that he caught on to the game and he knows when we're sitting at the table, if he goes to his bed, he will start to get rewarded. So if you're consistent, he will kind of pick up that pattern and start kind of offering that behavior to you on his own without even having to be asked to go to his place. And the last tip I have for you around practicing this in real life context is the treat that you use. So if you're going to be using this around dinner time, I personally like to use something that's not a typical dog treat because I don't want to touch that and then touch my own food. I like to use string cheese. Specifically, I can go grab a stick out of the fridge when I sit down for dinner, open it up and just break off little pea-sized pieces throughout dinner to use. This also helps make it high value, and it's something special that he only is getting at dinner time, which makes it even more reinforcing. Stay is very similar to place, only without a dog bed. So you'll ask him to sit or down and then tell him to stay. And then just like with place, you're going to move around, practice adding distance, distractions, and then coming back and rewarding him. Free is his release word for stay as well. The big difference between stay and place is the duration of time that I would expect a dog to hold this. So for stay, I use this for shorter situations, a few minutes max. Whereas if I need a longer duration, like over 5 minutes to 30 minutes, I'm going to use place. It's going to be more comfortable for the dog and just overall easier for them to hold that stay.
Nice job. Wait.
Wait means stop and do not go any further. So when we cue wait, we are drawing an imaginary line. They are allowed to be in any position, sit, down, stand, even moving around, as long as they do not cross that line. That is one of the big differences between wait and a place or a stay. So we're going to cue wait, and then we can release him to cross that line with that cue word free if we want him to. The other big difference with wait is that we do not need to release it unless we are letting them cross that line. So if I've cued him to wait like I have here, and then I'm going to go out the door, but I'm not letting him go with me, then I'm not going to use that release word. I'm going to do what I need to do, whether that's picking up a package, talking to a neighbor, whatever that thing is. And then when I come back in, I'm going to shut the door. You can reward him and praise him, but we do not need to use that release word because wait only needs released if they're getting to cross that imaginary line. Wait is ideal for situations like the front door, getting packages off the porch, because we're not telling our dog they have to stay still. They do have some more freedom to move around than they would in a stay or a place. It's also great for the stairs so that you're not tripping going up and down stairs with a dog, or simply if you want to go into a room that you don't want them to follow you into. But you don't mind if they go play around the house and run around. Versus stay is very specific where they cannot move from the spot you put them in. Practicing wait often at the front door is really important. This helps so that you don't have a dog that wants to door dash anytime the front door is open, so we don't have escapees. You'll also see here I'm going to practice kind of challenging him a little bit by walking away from the open door to see that he will not immediately just go out the door. Because I've told him wait, which means he's not allowed to cross that line.
Yes, good boy.
Leave it means stop and back away from the item you are headed towards. So one way to practice this is just by dropping some treats on the ground and saying leave it when he backs away and stays away from them. You're going to mark yes and then reward him. In real life, if this is happening, he's headed towards something, you tell him leave it. Then what you're going to do is a praise party to the treats. So you're going to say yes and then run with him to go get some treats wherever you keep those and then reward him.
Leave it. Yes. Yes, good boy.
Drop it means let go of the thing that is in your mouth. So this you can practice when playing games like tug with him or fetch, cue drop it, and then reward. Same thing as with leave it. If you get a drop it in real life, you're going to cue that drop it and then go with him doing a big praise party all the way to the treats and reward. If it is something high value, you may find right now that he's not able to drop a really high value item with just the keyword. So if that happens, you're going to say drop it, toss some treats off to the side, then go grab the item and remove it from him. All right, so I'm out on a walk with River, and we're going to talk about loose leash walking. So the main thing we're doing with loose leash walking is telling him what we like and when he's doing the right thing. Yes. So when he is walking right next to us, or he's a little in front, but that leash is still loose, we're going to mark yes and then reward him. This lets him know he's doing the right thing and that this is what we'd like him to continue to do. Yes. So we call this rewarding good choices. Another good choice is when there's a stimulus present, like another dog or a person. Come here. Come here. Oops, there's a car coming. Let's pull off to the side. Yes, good boy. Let's go. So another good choice is when there's a stimulus present, like a dog or a person, and when he offers you attention, instead of just ignoring you and looking at those things, when he sees them and then turns back to you, you want to mark and reward those moments. Those are really good moments. Those are check-ins. He's saying, I see something different and new. What am I supposed to do? Yes. And what we want him to do is focus back with you, so that we don't have the overexcited greeter, which of course he is a very social and happy fella, so that could easily become a problem. Good boy. So if he is walking nicely, we're going to be rewarding that. If he stops to sniff, we're going to let him. It's really important for dogs to sniff and check out their environment. If they start to pull, we're not going to allow that. Yes, good boy. And we're going to move him along. If he has stopped and he starts to pull, or he's just been sniffing for a long time and you're ready to move on, the cue you're going to use is let's go. That lets him know we are moving on. So we'll see if he does that again here in a little bit. Yes, good boy. In the beginning, when we're walking him, we are rewarding 100% of good choices. So that means we're rewarding very frequently. Come on. Every time he's walking with us, walking nicely like he is now. We're looking for that, there just to be that nice dip in the leash. Yes. Good boy. And then over time, you'll be able to reward 75%, 50, 25, and so on. Come on, River. Another thing that's really important when you're rewarding is how you reward. So you always want to reward with the hand closest to him and at your side. So even if he's a little in front or a little wide like he is now, I'm going to say yes. And he has to come right back to my side to get the food. We want him to know all the good stuff happens right here so that he is more likely to stay in this area and walk closer and at your pace with you. By doing all this rewarding good choices, we are really teaching him what we want instead of waiting for him to do the wrong stuff like the pulling and then addressing it. And this will go a lot farther, faster. Let's go. There's that let's go if we need to move him along. Yes, good boy. But when we're teaching him what we want, instead of just waiting for him to do what we don't want, we are helping him learn faster. We're going to get better results, and it's a lot easier to then wean off the treats than it is just to focus on too much pulling. And as you can see, he's really not doing a whole lot of pulling because we've been working so hard on what we want him to do. Yes, good boy. The other thing I forgot to mention, I was talking about rewarding right at your side and with the hand closest to him. This is really important because if you reach across your body with your hand from the other side, what will start to happen is you're going to have a dog that meets you in front instead of at your side. So it's really important you're using that hand closest to him and at your side. Where are you going, buddy? This way. So this way is our cue. That means we're changing directions. So you're turning around, you're just taking a different pathway or turning down a different street. You're just going to cue this way. And then when he follows, ooh, what's wrong? Leave it. Yes, good boy. I know, that looks like fun. Come on. Good boy. So you're also going to utilize things like leave it and things if there's anything he finds on the ground exciting and stuff on walks. But really this is the main part of walking. He has been really pleasant to walk. He has caught on really fast to, yes, rewarding good choices. Good boy. And as I said, you're just going to slowly go from 100% to 75 to 50% of good choices. Yes. And then if at any point you start weaning off and kind of down on your percentage and he starts doing worse, that just lets us know he wasn't quite ready for that, or we weaned too fast. So make sure you kind of just slow down your process a little bit and don't try to, hurry it. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Also doing a lot of praising and encouragement and talking to him throughout the walk is really helpful. So it's not just about the food rewards. Oops. You're starting to pull a little, huh? So if he does start to pull, he knows where we're headed now. Then you're going to stop this way. We're going to turn around. We're going to take a few steps back, turn ourselves around. This is called the circle method. And then we're going to reset and try again. Yes. But once we reset, we want to make sure that we are on it and ready to start rewarding those good choices again. You got a little pep in your step, huh? Oops, this way. This also just tells me that in this moment, when we're heading back towards the house, yes, that I need to go back to a more frequent reward percentage. Yes, to keep him walking nicely at my side. And that reward percentage is going to change and vary depending on, yes, his excitement level, his excitement level, the environment. So if you're in a busy environment, you're going to want to reward more often than, cat, yes. Then if you're in your neighborhood where he walks all the time, those things are all going to vary here as he's growing. Yes, come on. Good boy. Wow, what are you doing? You're getting wild. We're getting wild. Oh my goodness. This way. Yes, good boy. Good boy. There we go. Nice job. And that's a wrap on River's training.